Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and I'm here to solve a classic Sudoku created by Qinlux. This Sudoku has been taken from CTC Discord server and it has been titled Blast R. In fact, I attempted this classic Sudoku earlier today for a live solve, but I got stuck during the solve and it was clear to me that it's going to take a lot of time for me to solve this classic, and so I had to scrap the video. And after some time, um, after the earlier video, I gave it a shot. I was solving it calmly and I managed to find the trick that was needed to solve this classic. It is an excellent one, a very tough one, I would say. At least it was really tough for me to find this during a live solve, but it was a beautiful logical deduction. And I later on tried it out in the computer solver, and just got completely angry. In the sense, it was showing so many advanced techniques to solve this classic. So I thought it was a beautiful classic, and so I'm covering this classic today. You can try it out from the link given in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. So I'll start the classic now. Each row, each column and 3 by 3 box of the grid will have digits from 1 to 9 without any repetitions. These are the rules. So we'll start the classic now. We'll start with some corner pencil marking. So 1 in box 5 goes into one of these two cells. 1 in box 4 has two options, can't be in column 3, cannot be in row 5. And 1 in box 8 has many options, in fact more than 2, so I'm not going to pencil mark that. 1 in box 9 has exactly 2 possible options, it cannot be here and it cannot be here, so it has to go in one of these two cells. Okay, rest of the boxes have more than 2 possibilities for 1, so there is no use in marking them. Let's go to 2s now. 2 in column 4 and 5 gives me a pencil mark of 2 here. 2 in row 4 and row 6 gives me a pencil mark of 2 here, which we can mark comfortably. And rest of the boxes have more than 3 options, in fact, for 2. So let's go to a different digit for pencil marking. Look at the 3s. 3 is in row 6 and column 4, so that gives me a 3 in one of these two cells. And a quick scan will reveal that there are many options for 3 in rest of the boxes. So at the start, it is a good practice to start off by making corner pencil marking and making corner pencil marks of digits which have only 2 possibilities in boxes. This is a good strategy to start a Sudoku. Of course, I've seen people marking 3 possibilities in boxes too, although I don't do that. But if you're used to that, you can do that way too. So let us go to 3 is done, right? No more action with the 3s. Let's look at the 4s. 4 is in one of these two cells. 4 is in column 5 and row 5. 4 goes in one of these two cells. And 4 in column 2 and 3, that gives me a 4 in here. So all these markings we can just get by visually scanning the grid. There is nothing difficult about that. Okay, 4 is done because rest of the boxes have many options for 4. So let's look for 5. 5 in row 1 and row 3. So 5 is in one of these 3 cells. Again, I'm not going to pencil mark that. There are only 2 given 5s in the grid, and they are not combining in a way which would give us only 2 options in boxes. So let's move on maybe to 6. 6 in column 7 and 9. So 6 goes in one of these two cells. Okay, box 7 has again 3 options. So I thought of pencil marking there, but I just saw that it has 3 options. Column 3 and row 9 are eliminated. That leaves us this triangle, you can say triomino shape for sixers. So let's move on to 7s. 7 in column 1 and 2 gives me a 7 in here. 7 in row 4, row 6 gives me a 7 in here. 7 in row 1, column 6 gives me a 7 in here. And I don't need to bother the rest of the boxes because there are many options for 7s in them. Let's go to 8s now. There are only 2 given 8s in the grid, and I don't think they will leave us just 2 cells for marking options. I'm just looking at boxes. Okay, many options for 8 in all the boxes, so I'm not going to pencil mark that. Let's go to the last digit, 9s. 9 is in row 8, row 9, so 9 goes in one of these 2 cells. Again, so I wish to add here that you need not go in order in any classic like I'm doing here. The reason I'm doing this is because I've solved this prior to making this video, so I'm just going in order. There is no difference it makes. So 9 goes in one of these 2 cells. And okay, rest of the boxes have many options for 9. So it's time to do some center pencil marking. When I was doing this for a live solve earlier, the first thing I noticed was these 3, 4 givens in boxes 4 and box 8. This seemed to strike me in a peculiar way, and I was actually right in my assessment. These are the most vital clues in the grid. So the reason is because if you notice column 6 and row 4, 3, 4 would be distributed in these 3 cells as far as row 4 is concerned, and 3, 4 would be distributed in these 3 cells as far as column 6 is concerned. But the thing what I was unable to do was, how do I eliminate 3, 4 from this cell? Right, that is the biggest question, and I could not see that. It is tough to see, in fact. We'll get to that deduction, but before that we need some center marking. We'll write some candidates to start off the Sudoku. 2, 7, 8, 9 and 1, 4. So this would be 3, 5, 6, and of course this can't be 3. So these are the markings. Now let's maybe look at column 6. We have 5, 7, 8, 9 here and 3, 4 here. So these 2 cells must be 1, 2, 6. 1 is eliminated here. And similarly, these 2 cells must be 3, 4, 6. Just center marking candidates. 5, 7, 8, 9 and 1 and 2 are removed. So these would be 3, 4, 6. And look at row 4. You have 2, 6, 7, 9 and 3, 4. So these 2 cells must be 1, 5, 8. And 1 is eliminated here. And look at this cell, it's very constrained. 5, 7, 8, 9, 2, 1, 6. So this can only be 1, 3, 4. In fact, it can only be the same as the corner pencil marks which go into here, right? 1, 3 and 4 are the corner candidates, and 1, 3, 4 are the center candidates. Look at this cell. It can't be 1, 2, 3, can't be 7, 8, 9. So this has to be 4, 5, 6. And this cell can't be 2, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4. So this would have to be 1, 5 and 6. Let's make some more pencil marks before I get to the really juicy part of the grid where we get to see Qinlux absolute brilliance in Sudoku, which made even the solver to struggle. So look at these 2 cells. 1, 2, 6 and 8 and 9 are right away eliminated. So these can only be 3, 4, 5, 7. 3 and 7 are eliminated here. So this is 4, 5. And 4 is eliminated here. So this would be 3, 5 and 7. And now look at these cells. The reason I'm going to this, these 2 cells and these 2 cells is because I'm building up to the break-in point of the Sudoku. So soon you guys will get to appreciate the massive deduction that is hidden in this classic. 1, 2, 5, 6 and 7. So these 2 cells must be 3, 4, 8 and 9. And 4, 9 get eliminated here. And 3 is eliminated here. All standard classic stuff. right? Now, at this point, if you want to pause the video and try to find the deduction yourself, you can do so. It is really tough to find. It's not something which you can, put in the catalog of Sudoku techniques. It's something really different. No solver can show you this kind of technique. So that should give you a clue. So I'll pause myself for maybe 3 seconds and then I will continue. Okay. The way to continue the Sudoku is to ask yourself, what happens if this cell is not a 3 or a 4? That is the break-in point of this Sudoku, and break-in is absolutely beautiful. So if you don't have a 3, 4 here, the 3, 4 in row 4 has only two options. It goes into these two cells, right? And the 3, 4 in column 6 has to go into these two cells, right? So this becomes a 3, 4 pair and this becomes a 3, 4 pair. And now look what happens. You get, because of this 3, 4, you get an 8 here and a 9 here. And similarly, because of this 3, 4, you get a 5 here and a 7 here. And this is where I failed to spot the most important deduction in the Sudoku. Look at row 1 and column 9. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 are eliminated from all these 5 cells. And that leaves us exactly 4 cells to place 5 distinct digits of the Sudoku. That is no way possible unless each cell can take two digits. So a massive deduction in the Sudoku, really, really difficult to spot. And the solver is like giving different techniques to deduce this. It's like simply superb. The moment I spotted this after scrapping the earlier video, I was so amazed, and it's not so easy to spot. So now we are certain that this cell has to be, let me write the pencil marks here. This was 3 and 8 and this was 4, 8 and 9, right? Now we can eliminate the 1 from this cell, right? Because if this is 1, we get a 3, 4 here and a 3, 4 here, and that would force this crushing effect on the Sudoku. So this cell has to be a 3 and 4, so we can eliminate the 1 from that cell, right? Which means that we have a quadruple 3, 4, 5, 6 in box 5, and there is exactly one cell left to place the 1 in that box. So 1 has to be going here. And with that, we have placed the first digit in the Sudoku, guys. What a deduction. Really amazed by the break-in in this Sudoku. I have solved many of Qinlux Sudokus. We have featured many times in the past. And each time, we're just simply amazed by the different techniques that the author manages to impose in the Sudoku. And this is like really exceptional step. So row 5 and row 6 have 1. So 1 is removed from this cell. So 1 goes here. And that pushes 1 in one of these two cells because of these ones. So we get a locked pair. That becomes a 1, 4. And now we need 2, 3, 8 and 9 here. So 2 goes in one of these two cells because of the 2 here. 3 is here. So 3 goes in here. And that puts 3 in one of these two cells. Okay, 2 is in here. 2 is in here. So 2 goes in one of these two cells. And 1 is in column 4 and 5, so that gives me a 1 here. Look how the digits are spreading like wildfire now, guys. Just one deduction, and a not so easy one at that, and we are just able to push the Sudoku now. Amazing, really. So 1 goes in here, 1 is removed here, and that pushes the 1 in here, pushes the 4 in here. 1 is in these two cells, so that gives me 1 in here. 1, 4, 6, 8 and 9. We need 2, 3, 5, 7 in here. 2 would be in one of these two cells, and which means this is not 2. That gives me a 2 here. And 3 is in row 8, so 3 goes in here, and that attacks the 3 in here, removing the 3 and giving the 3 here. Cascading effect, guys. Brilliant, classic. And there is the Sudoku show has still not stopped. There is one more direction which kind of revolves around this cell again. So I'll show you that as well. Um, okay, I've got what the deduction is, and a tough one to see again. I wouldn't say as hard as the first. Well, I'm not really sure. This may even be more tougher, right? You guys can decide for yourself. So what happens if this cell is a 4? Right? Let me put a 4 into this cell. If this is 4, the 3 in column 6 goes into these two cells. I will just highlight that cell, right? And where does the 3 in row 4 goes? It goes into this cell, right? Now in column 9, the 3 has to go into these cells. And now if you look closely, where does the 3 in row 1 go? You already have 3 in one of these two cells, 3 in one of these two cells, which means in row 1, 3 has to be here. But we have marked 1 and 4 pair here, which means we do not have space for 3 in row 1. Amazing one, right? So again, if you try to put this technique into the solver and see if it finds, it shows off something else, right? It shows, I saw many techniques. It showed 3D Medusa, it showed XY wing, it showed so many chains. It just completely baffles the solver, guys. And that simply amazes me. The way a human brain can simply see the technique. So you can't have a 4 here for the reason I just mentioned. So this would have to be a 3. So this cell is kind of the pivotal cell in the whole Sudoku. So that gives us a pair here, becomes a 4, 6. Removing the 4 from here, so which means this would have to be a 2. That gives me a 2 here. And now 2 in row 9 goes into one of these two cells. And now if you notice column 1, where does the 2 go? It has to be here, right? You have a 2 here, you have a 2 here, so this is not a 2 because you've got your quote of 2 2s in columns 2 and 3. So that's a 2. And now 2, 3, 6, 9, 1 and 7, 4 must be in one of these two cells for row 4, which means this is not a 4. So that's a 5. That's not a 5. And this 4 gives me the 4 here. And now 4 in column 9 goes in one of these two cells. So again, we have kind of a, you can say, in these two dominoes, 4 is just restrained. So which means 4 in row 1 has to be here. There is no other cell left in row 1, right? So this would be a 1. And now, okay, so these would be 3, 4 and 7. I'll just remove the colors. And where does the 1 go in row 1? Has to be here. This is 5, 8 for the row. And with this 5, we can resolve that. So that is 8 and that is 5. And this 3 gives me a 5, 6 pair in this box, which means this would be a 4. And look at this cell. This is a hidden single. 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 7 and 6 and 8 are eliminated. So that is a 9. So that gives me a 6, 8 pair here. This can't be a 6. So that's 8. That's 6. And that has to be 9 to complete the box 6. The Sudoku is just now progressing as smooth as knife through butter, right? There is no tough difficulty about it now. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7. So this would be 8, 9. And this can be used to resolve that. So that is 9. That is 8. And look at this row. This would be a hidden single again. 1, 2, 5, 4, 6 and 7. This would be a 3. Because you have 8 and 9 in here. So that gives me 8 here and a 9 here, right? Am I right? Yeah, that's an 8 and that's a 9. So that's not a 9. So we get the final digits in the box. Those must be 3 and 7. And that can be resolved. So that's 3, that's 7, this 3. Resolve this corner pencil marking. 3 goes in here. So you don't have a 3 in this box 3. So 3 in column 9 has to go here. That's a 3. That's a 7. This becomes a 4, 7 pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. So we need 5, 6, 8, 9 here. So this becomes 8, 9 pair. This becomes 5, 6 pair. And now column 8 can be completed. So this would have to be a 7. And pushing the 3 into this cell, this would have to be a 5. And 5 can be resolved in this box. That resolves to 6, 4, 4, 7. And let's finish up this box. 1, 3, 5, 4, 6, and 7. You have a 9 here, so that's 9. That would be 2. That would be 8. 8 and 9 go here. And 1, 4, 5, 8, 3, 6, and 9. So we need 2, 7 here. This is not a 2, so that's 7. That's 2. And we need 5, 6 here, so that's 6. That's 5. And we can complete this row. 7 and 8 has to go here. And you have 7 here. So which means this is 8, this is 7. And we need 5, 6 in here. So you have a 5. So that's 6, 5, 5, 6. What a Sudoku. What an amazing Sudoku. I would say one of the best I've ever solved, if not the best, at least an amazing creation. Though I was a little bit disappointed that I could not finish it during a live solve, but it was a very tough deduction to see, so I had to close the video and I had to see calmly what was the deduction I was missing. So in case if any of our viewers were not able to find this, so don't be disappointed. It was one of a kind classic, and we hope you had fun watching this video, and thanks for watching. Please do leave a comment and like the video, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.